Yes, people, it's LokiMan07 back with another YouTube video. And I am actually back because, guys, I've been gone for a long time, but I have a lot of content coming, a little burst of content like what I usually do. I'll try not to be gone for so long again. But while I've been gone, I've been, you know, indulging in a bit of entertainment, right? We'll call it that. And I will speak about those things. But recently, I purchased, when it was released, Persona 3 Reload, even though I have not played much of it at all, right? Because of reasons I will get into in future videos. But I do want to talk about Persona 3 Reload because I've been playing a little bit, and it's pretty good. But one thing I found interesting is the themes and how they're used. If you've been on this channel before, I don't mess around, right? This is a grown man's channel, right? Where we get into things pretty deep, right? Grown ladies also, right? And we talk about the intellectual things that the game is doing, okay, the occult aspects also, and the things that influence the developers, the gods, the mythology, the psychology, and the language that is used. But the one thing that I found interesting about this game is the differences between it and Persona 4 and 5, right? Because this was like, you know, a feeling out point for Atlus when it came to going forward. How they used the Arcana was interesting from what I've seen so far. Very direct. I'll get into that a little. But the really interesting thing about this game was how the release dates around the reveals, trailers and things being linked to the full moon, starting under the constellation Cancer. I have a whole video on that. It's very interesting. It's not very long, but goes into how Atlus was using the constellation of Cancer to match up with the themes of this actual game. And then what it did was lead up to a specific zodiacal sign, right, when the game was released, which is written all over the game. It's really interesting. As soon as you boot up this game for the first time, you start playing, it's going to give you symbology of this constellation, which is actually linked to Mikoto himself. It is very genius, right? Very genius. All right, guys, check this out, right? See if I can find this. All right, so the release date of Persona 3 Reload, okay? 2nd of February 2024, right? 2nd of February 2024. Right, so the 2nd of February 2024 falls under the constellation Aquarius, okay? So this is why when you press the menu button, you're getting a lot of water. When I spoke about Cancer, the first full moon for the reveal of this game, I spoke about how water and things is a theme of this game for a specific reason because of melancholy and mood, right? Playing this game, I've not actually played Persona 3 before. I was supposed to play Persona 3 before I played this game, but things happen, like I said. So this is the first time I'm playing Persona 3, right? And check this out. So I'm seeing all of those themes for being played out for the first time in this playthrough. And yeah, very direct, right? The whole thing about this apathy syndrome is all linked, okay? But check this out about, you know, Aquarius, okay? And how it's linked to Makoto. Makoto is supposed to represent the reincarnation of basically the primordial creator, right? That's what he represents. That's what Joker represents. That's what, of course, Yu represents in Persona 4, okay? Of course, Mikoto is also the same reincarnation. They're all coming out at different angles, okay? So Joker's coming out at a particular angle. Thus is giving the color of red, right? You can look at it as angles, right? And U is coming at a slight variation to that angle, which is appearing as yellow. Look at it like a light prism. Well, Mikoto is giving off blue, right? He's nothing like the other two. He's dealing with low energies, and that is also represented by the fact that he's putting a gun to his head to pull the trigger to represent an ego death. Okay, he's going down into his melancholy, and that is how he's getting access to his persona. Okay, right? This reincarnation is being represented by the Fool card, right? Okay, so check this out. The Fool, right, is ruled over by the planet Uranus, as I mentioned in the previous Persona video when I was speaking about Persona 4, right? So that's how the date of the game is release is actually linked to the character Mikoto himself, right? And the theme of water, Aquarius. However, Aquarius itself doesn't actually represent water itself. It represents the conscious sea, the sea of creation, the sea of space, right? Or right, so the conscious sea. So the element that Uranus is ruled by isn't actually water, or sorry, the constellation Aquarius isn't actually water, it's air. It's supposed to represent communication, consciousness, air, right? And of course, in every single Persona game, from 3 up, I don't know anything about 1 and 2. I'm sorry. But that is exactly what you're doing, right? You're going around being a good friend. You're being the conversationalist, right? Even though your character is mute to you, what you're supposed to be doing is giving the air to all of your social links, right? That's what this is all about, okay? Let's see what it says about the Fool. The Fool steps out into the unknown, confident that it will be well. The Fool's attitude to adventure can look like recklessness, but many say that his willingness to embrace all of the ups and downs that life has to offer shows that he's already enlightened. Because, of course, all of these characters, these main characters in Persona games, are enlightened. Like I said, they represent here Zero, right? And Zero is the thing that will take one number and elevate it to new heights. If you stack a 0 on 120, you now have 1,200. You have elevated 120. That's what this character does. Okay, now the only reason why 0 is different from any other number, because if you have 120 and put 1 on the end, you have 1,201, right? Isn't that not elevating the number 120? Well, no, you're creating a new frequency, which would be the number 4, because 1 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 equals 4. Now, 120 is just 12 or 1, 2, right? So 1, 2 is 3, right? If you stack zeros on that 1, 2, which is essentially the frequency of 3, you do not disrupt that frequency, you just elevate it, right? Just in case, like, anybody thinks what I'm saying is a bit off, I'm talking about how it works in numerology, okay? Right, about numbers and frequencies. Hope that makes sense. Obviously, when I complete this game, I will do a full occult study and break this shit down into the finest of details, right? Because what's really interesting is how in Persona 4, this reincarnation, his persona was Izanagi, right? And I broke down how Izanagi is linked to Uranus, okay, on the Japanese side. Well, it's really interesting what they did with this character because this character uses the bard Orpheus, the bard, musician, and prophet who had a whole religion behind him, who was kind of deified. I don't even know if Orpheus was actually a real person or is complete deification, right? Who knows, right? It's a weird one. But when it comes to Orpheus in general, the thing that links him to Uranus is really interesting, which is the Great Sea of creation, of course, right? Because it deals with the principle of the Orphic egg, right? Right. So, what is the Orphic egg? Okay, it is the cosmic egg from which hatched the primordial hermaphrodite deity Phanes, right? Or Protagonus, right? Or the protagonist, right? Really, really interesting, right? He's he's variously equated also with Zeus, okay, Pan, Metis, Eros. How do you pronounce this? Erechipeios. Erechipeios, right? I'll probably write it on the screen, right? And Brahmius, who in turn created the other gods. Now, when I spoke about Teddy, who is also linked to Uranus, I explained how he was being represented as Eros, but still representing Uranus and the star card, right? Me just explaining that about the Orphic egg, right, is interesting in itself because you see the same characters popping up, right? Variations, right? Zeus is the sky god, right? Same things I was going on about. And then also Pan, who is a variation of the sky god or the all god, right? Just like Kronos, right? Right, and that stuff's going to get really interesting. I will break all of this stuff down. What is going on with Tartarus also, right? Because obviously Tartarus and the moon are linked, and this is all to do with the goddess of the night and the sky, right? I mean, it's really interesting. Check this out about Phanes, right? Phanes was believed to have hatched from the world egg of Kronos. So the world egg of Kronos. What is the world egg of Kronos? Tartarus, time, right? And Ananaki, however you pronounce it, which essentially means necessity, right? She's also known as Nyx, night, right? As she created nighttime, he created daytime. He also created the method of creation by mingling, right? He was made the ruler of the deities and passed the scepter to Nyx. This new Orphic tradition states that Nyx later gave the scepter to her son Uranus before it passed to Kronos and then to Zeus, who retained it, right? And you go on about the lines of gods and variations of the sky god that I have mentioned in previous videos, right? Stay tuned to this channel to get what is going on with the sky god in this game. So, with that said, I'm bouncing, people. I'm bouncing. I'm gonna go play some Tekken. Tekken's a problem, guys. Tekken's an issue. It's got me not playing this game. It's an amazing game, really fun. I'm starting to take the fun out of the game because now I'm trying to learn how to play in 3 dimensions, and it's a headache. Okay, but yeah, Tekken, amazing game. Shemberry, I see you. Your Loki video should be here soon because I know that you're looking forward to this Alice video. We're gonna hook that up. All right, we're gonna hook that up. But first, the Loki video, right? And that's already done. I'll have that up soon, right? But let's get our feet wet first, and we're gonna drop this. To all the people that are into Atlas games, I've got more stuff coming on this channel. Of course, keep your eyes and ears out. Hit the notification bell, okay? Because I don't post regularly, so YouTube's gonna be like. So if you do find this stuff interesting, hit that notification bell. This is Lokiman07. Peace.